I am Dave Mars with Conservation Tips. You know, windows let in a lot of light to save on our lighting bills, but they can also let in a lot of unwanted air, raising our utility bills and of course raising our discomfort too. So today on Tips we're going to talk about how we can seal these windows up a little tighter and save you some money. On the outside you want to check and make sure you don't have any obvious leaks, say around your storeroom windows where they meet the wood trim here, or where the trim meets the siding. We want to make sure we stop that with some decent caulking. We get some window and door trim caulking, something paintable, so later on you can paint it and not have it come off. But check around here and make sure that is nice and secure, because we don't want any water to penetrate inside that wall, because that can cause you some problems later on. But now to really weatherize this window, we need to do most of the work on the inside, so let's take a look. Now, if your siding precludes you getting any caulking near that window trim, well then come on inside and take a look. We'll make sure that this trim board is nice and tight to your drywall. If it's not, you can use a caulking like this. It's a clear paintable caulk, so yeah, you can paint it later if you need to, if you don't want to see the caulking, but make sure this edge is nice and secure. Now I'm going to take a look at the window per se, and of course before you go and weatherize your interior window, you want to make sure that storm window is closed. Alright, we're obviously at a double hung window. There's a lot of different kind of windows in Columbia, but the principles remain the same. Now, in a double hung window, a lot of times you find this top window painted or caulked in place. If you can't move this thing, pull it down, leave it in place, but go ahead and make sure if there are any gaps to go ahead and caulk them with the permanent caulk that we showed you earlier. If you can pull it down though, you want to go ahead and inspect for the top edge and see if there is a weather stripping. This window has been equipped with metal weather stripping. It can get smashed over the year, so you can go ahead and respring it and it will stop the cold air from coming through. Generally you'll find the same type of weather stripping on the lower edge of the window. And again, you can go ahead and respring that so the lower edge will be nice and secure also. Now, a lot of times that weather stripping will deteriorate over time, so if you find no weather stripping up there, well, don't worry, you can get some at the hardware store. It comes in a variety of styles. You have some foam weather stripping like this. It's fairly squishable. If you don't have a whole lot of play in there, this might work very well. Or if you want something a little more durable, they make a rubber weather stripping called EPDM. It'll last you many, many, many years. Once in place, it'll stay there. It comes in different shapes, as you can see here, different thicknesses. So you kind of have to play it by ear. Buy a box of it, try it out, see it, make sure the window can close correctly and that you can lock it okay before you go put it on all your windows, all right? Now the next spot that air can come leaking through this window is around the edges here. Of course, it's a movable window, go up and down. You've got a lot of air potential coming in here, and especially with these two windows meet in the middle. Now, there's been a product available at the hardware store about the last 30 years that take care of this problem right-handedly. It's called rope caulk. It comes in either a dark brown shade or a white shade. Make sure it's nice and pliable. You might have to put it underneath a lamp or something like that to get it nice and warm. And here we go ahead, just push it along the window edge. And that'll pretty well stop the air coming around that spot. Now, if that doesn't quite float your boat, aesthetically speaking, you might want to use something like this. This is a clear, removable sealant called Zip-Away Removable Weather Stripping. Remember, it says removable weather stripping. Not to be confused with regular caulking. You can start this right here. A nice little small bead going. And that's another way that you can seal this window up nice and. Now, once you've addressed all these various edges that we've just talked about, that should pretty well take care of the air coming in around this window for the winter time. Now, if you want a little more insulation value to this particular project, well, then you might want to consider what's called a window kit. Pretty simple to put on. You want to clean the window edge real good so it's nice and clean. It has a roll of double sticky tape in there that is applied to that trim board. And then it has some clear plastic like this that you press into the tape. And then you take a hairdryer and you get it nice and taut so that it's optically clear. But either which way, this will add in a dead air layer and increase the comfort of your home. So you see, it doesn't take much skill or time or money to go ahead and weather strip these windows real tight. It might cost you $3 to $5 per window, but you more than get that back in savings on your wintertime heating bills. And you might also leave it on in the summertime. You don't open it very much to save on your summer cooling bills. And that's what we want our customers to do, use energy efficiently and save money. So get going, Columbia. It's time to weatherize. It's Dave Mars at Conservation Tips, and I'll see you next time.